Hi, everyone. So I was just giving a few people a little bit of extra time to join, but it's 1:05 now, so we will get started. My name is Holly Bonney, and I am the director of sales and partnerships here at Shoppable. If this is one of your first webinars with us, welcome. We're happy to have you. And if you're returning, you have probably seen and talked to me before. But today we are joined by Rathna, who is Shoppable's Chief Product and Technology Officer. Welcome, Rathna.
Thank you, Holly. I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, so today what we're really going to be covering is a quick demo of Shoppable's newest Shop Pack. So this is the technology that really powers a lot of our CPG, our publishing, our marketplace brand sites that allows them to bring e-commerce right there to that. So we're going to go through a quick demo of that, and then to make it a little bit fun and interactive, after the demo, we're going to really bring Rathna's expertise to the conversation and do a quick Q&A with her around, why Shoppable made this upgrade, what we're seeing, what we love about it. Just to give you guys some additional insights from, the woman that really brought it to life. And then from there, I welcome everyone to use the chat feature at the bottom of your screen to ask any questions that could potentially come up along the way. And the two of us are more than happy to dig into those and get you all of the questions, get you all of the answers that you're looking for. So, before I jump into the demo, wanted to give everyone a brief high level overview of Shoppable, who we are, what we do. So for anyone who isn't familiar, Shoppable was created in 2011. We actually created and patented the multi-retailer checkout technology. So what that means is we are a B2B company and we license our technology to brands, publishers, advertisers, marketplaces, essentially anyone that wants to create an e-commerce experience within their third-party sites, but doesn't necessarily want to have to hold all the inventory, handle all the fulfillment, the shipping. What Shoppable is able to do is allow for that e-commerce to happen right there on site and give that consumer the opportunity to purchase one product from one retailer, two products from two retailers, so on and so forth. But the really unique piece of it is that they're actually able to transact right there on site. From there, Shoppable then ingests that information, breaks it apart if necessary, and places it on the back end with the retailer for processing, fulfillment, and then shipping. So we like to say that we're kind of an invisible bridge between our clients and their retail partners. So why don't we jump into the first demo, and I'm going to share my screen. And what everyone should be seeing is our first shopping page for greenies.com. I'm gonna just take an extra second to make sure that it loads so everyone can see it. And just as some background, Greenies is a really great client of ours. As you can see, they are obviously pet food, pet treats. They are a major player in the pet space. And like many CPGs or even publishers and marketplaces, they have products, but they don't necessarily do their own fulfillment. They aren't a technical direct to consumer brand like, say, a Glossier or a Farmer's Dog, anything like that. They rely on their retail partners to fulfill their orders. So that might mean, a consumer walks into Petco and they pick up those Greenies treats right on the site. But when it comes to e-commerce, what that means is without Shoppable, a consumer would have to go to petco.com or target.com, walmart.com to really fulfill these orders and get those products shipped to them. Shoppable is tying that all together and allowing for that transaction to happen right on site via our technology. So from the consumer standpoint, I'm here. I want to buy dog treats. And We want to shop now and find our favorites. And we scroll down and we want these blueberry flavored teeny dog treats. Now, what you're currently seeing is Greenie's website. They create this, they maintain this, all of this is handled on their end. When Shoppable's technology comes into play is right here. And what Shoppable's technology really is a suite of APIs that powers the product experience as well as the checkout experience. Now, our Shoppack bundle is actually pre-built JavaScript that our clients can use on the front end to make it a very quick and seamless integration into their sites. So, as a consumer, when I hit add to bag, this is when I am coming into contact with Shoppable's technology. Now, this is actually what our upgrade to the Shoppack V4 is really about. Prior to this, a little light box would pop up and the consumer would have the opportunity to choose their side, their shade, their retailer. But it was a little bit different than a standard e-commerce experience. Now, with Shoppack V4, when the consumer hits that add to bag button, you'll notice that it goes directly into a shopping bag. The same way that same feel and that same user flow as if they were on a direct to consumer e-commerce experience. But what makes us a little bit different because our brands aren't doing the fulfillment. The consumer has the opportunity to choose which retailer they'd like to fulfill their purchase. Now, you'll notice for this first product, Walmart was the first retailer that was highlighted. But when you do the drop down, there are a couple of different options. The reason for this is another really big piece of this Shoppack V4 upgrade. Within this experience, we have introduced what's called shoptimizing. Now, what that means is that on the back end, Shoppable has built logic into this experience that allows the consumer to have as little roadblocks on the path to purchase as possible. So, what do I mean by roadblocks? Well, in an e-commerce experience, a consumer might choose to buy whatever's cheapest, whatever has the best shipping. They want to bundle it all together to make sure that they're getting it all from the same retailer. Those are all of the things that we're taking into account. So for this product, the blueberry flavored teeny dog dental treats, the Walmart option was the best for the consumer. Price, shipping, and then bundling options will come next. So with Shoppable, what we want is to keep the consumer on site. We want to keep them shopping. So instead of redirecting to a retailer's website and buying Greenie's blueberry flavored teeny dog dental treats and then a different brand's wet food, we want to keep them right here shopping, same brand, fully branded experience. So for me, friend, I got my dental treats, but maybe I also want to get some pill pockets. So we go through. Again, we're back to the Greenies page. This is all hosted by them. They choose their products. But now we're gonna get some chicken flavors. Same concept. The consumer hits add to bag. They start interacting with Shoppable's APIs. And again, the shoptimizing begins to take place. Now, you'll notice we added a second product to the bag. So because the first product was best purchased at Walmart for a variety of reasons, we're encouraging the consumer to buy that second product from Walmart as well. Because consumers are smart. They understand that, if I could buy all my products from a single retailer, I'm not going to have to pay shipping. I'm not going to have 4 packages show up at my door. So we take the initiative to really push them to do that. But if for some reason, who knows what it might be, they are inclined to purchase from 2 different retailers, the option will always be there. They can choose a different retailer. They have whatever choice makes the most sense for them. So it's a nice combination of giving the consumer the choice while encouraging them to do what's going to be best for them. Now, you'll also notice that we have a free shipping bar right here. So in the same way that we want to encourage consumers to have less barriers on the path to purchase, we want to encourage them to also get free shipping. which means more revenue for our brand partners. So, we're $2.04 away from free shipping. Of course, why wouldn't I add a different, another pill pocket right to my bag to hit that free shipping? Now, when the consumer is done, they have a very quick checkout, and they are going to land right here on the V4 version of Shoppable's checkout page. This version was rolled out back in, I believe, March. So we have done some webinars before that or after that. So if you've been on one of those, you've probably seen this checkout experience before. But another upgrade to what we're currently doing within the technology. It's very sleek, it's very industry standard, and it really allows the consumer to feel as though they are purchasing directly from the brand. And this checkout page is really what sets us apart and our technology apart from others in the space. Others might be able to add a product to a cart, or they might be able to do a cart transfer. But ultimately, the consumer is never going to be able to check out directly on a CPG, a publisher, whoever's site if they are not direct to consumer. Shoppable changes that. So for the consumer, all they have to do is enter their information in. And you'll notice here that we do have an opt-in for CRM data. I think this one says, keep me in the loop for discounts, special offers, and deals. But ultimately, what this opt-in does is it allows for our brands to upload this information into their CRM and retarget those consumers, whether it's for, special offers, deals, coupons, discounts. You're able to reach back out to them and really begin to build a solid CRM based on real purchase data. In addition to that, something else that is really cool that Shoppable is able to do is send abandoned cart emails. Now, we've all been there. We started shopping, we added a bunch of stuff to our bag, and the kid starts crying or the dog starts barking, and we get taken away and we forget about it. Shoppable is actually able to take that information that we've collected from that consumer via this opt-in and email them within 20 minutes of them abandoning their cart. Hey, Holly, we saw that you purchased these products and you left. Come back and purchase those. We're seeing a really great uptick in the cart abandonment emails and about a 65% return rate to the page for transaction. Now, we've put all of our personal information in, and now we have to put in our credit card information. Oops. Now, credit card information can be tricky. A lot of clients and prospects, they ask me like, oh, how do we deal with PCI compliance? We're not direct to consumer, so we don't want to touch that credit card information. We don't want to take any responsibility, essentially. And it's very normal. One thing to note is that what you're seeing here is actually an iframe. Prior, we were on Greeny's site interacting with Shoppable's APIs. Now, in this page, up here is an iframe, or excuse me, up here is Greeny's site, and down here is Greeny's site. What you're seeing in the middle is an iframe of what Shoppable calls our hosted checkout. And what that means is that this page is actually living on Shoppable's server, on Shoppable's domain. So for Greeny's, they are never touching that credit card information. They don't have to deal with the PCI compliance. They're not storing anything. They're not touching anything. It's important to note that Shoppable is PCI compliant. We go through a very hefty third-party audit every year so that our clients and our prospects don't have to. So a lot of our clients who don't want to deal with that, they do take advantage of the hosted checkout. So the consumer finishes the transaction. And below, you will see that they get a nice little recap of everything that's going on. If there were multiple retailers within this experience, they would They would see both, and they still only have to check out once. If they're, if they hadn't hit the free shipping threshold, they're told that so they can add a couple of additional products. And then from there, all the consumer has to do is hit place order. And you get a thank you page. So thank you, Holly Bonnie. That's me. Your order was successfully submitted. You'll receive a confirmation email with details shortly. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, what happens if something goes wrong? Do they know to reach out to the retailer? Do they reach out to us? Do we have to get our customer service teams all prepped to deal with this crazy influx of orders? And luckily, the answer is no. So the consumer does see. If you don't receive an email confirmation within 24 hours, please contact customer care at Shoppable.com. So Shoppable does have a full-time customer care team here on staff, and we handle absolutely everything that could possibly go wrong between this moment and the moment that the retailer receives that order. 9 times out of 10, that is that someone put in the wrong credit card number. When we verified it, it didn't go through. So we just reach out to them, let them know what happened, and handle anything that could happen from that point forward. So once that's done, I go into my email and I receive this thank you confirmation from Shoppable. So again, we are laying it out very clearly for the consumer that they are purchasing this product from Walmart. Also, a lot of people ask again, are people confused? Do they understand? Are they gonna call us and wonder about our customer service team? And the answer is, again, no. You think about the rise of this idea of distributed commerce or distributed checkout technologies. And while Shoppable has been doing it since 2011, we like to think of ourselves as the originators and the experts. Others in the space are coming along and doing things internally for their own platforms. With the rise of Google Shopping, with the rise of Instagram's native checkout, consumers are really being trained to understand that, yes, I'm checking out here, but the merchant of record, or they would just say the retailer that's going to ship my order is this. So luckily we receive little to no emails with any type of confusion around where it's coming from. But we do make sure that we lay it out for the consumer multiple times along their user journey. But again, they'll get a nice confirmation. Everything is laid out and easy. It's very easy for them to email Shoppable's customer care team right from here. If something goes wrong, if they're unhappy, we're here to help. Now, from this point, what will happen is that Shoppable has ingested that information and we have passed it along to the retailer for fulfillment. Once that retailer receives that order, they will then send out their own email confirmation that includes all of their receipts, tracking, shipping, return, all of that. And from that point on, the client, Greenies in this instant, their hands come off of it. And that's really the experience from the user side of things. It's really simple, it's really quick, and the Shoppack V4 has really given it this very standard direct-to-consumer feel. It doesn't feel that different than if they were checking out on a KKW or, a Glossier or any of the big direct-to-consumer brands. It's the exact same feel. So from here, the consumer journey is really over. But where Shoppable is bringing additional value to our brands is in the data. So all of this happens and brands are like, great, this is a great user experience for my consumer, but what do I know? What data do I get? Do we get purchase data? Do we get any of their personal information? What do I get? And the simple answer is everything. So because Shoppable is hosting the entire transaction, it gives the brand full visibility into their sales funnel, all the way from the tippy top at that first point that they're engaging their consumer, all the way down to this thank you, Holly Bonnie. The brand now knows Holly Bonnie with an email of address of 139 Fulton and an email of holly@shoppable.com and a phone number of whatever my phone number is, bought 2 bags of dental treats and 2 bags of chicken pill poppers. So all of that data lives within Shoppable's Order API. And brands are able to set up an export or a pool where they're able to take all of that granular detail and upload it into whatever system they have on their end. Maybe that's a Salesforce, maybe that's a Zendesk, maybe it is a system that has built out from scratch specifically for retargeting. Whatever it might be, that the detail of that data is so granular that the brand can essentially do anything else with it. From there, that's all really great. As long as the brand has something set up that they can pull that data, perfect. But Holly, what do we do if we want something that's super easy, super quick, we can send to our brand managers that don't have any technical experience? They don't have time to worry about that. That is where Shoppable's Shopboard comes into play. Now, of course, we love to do a play on words here. Shoppable, shoptimizing, Shopboard. We have a nice theme because we're very into the idea of shopping. But what Shopboard really is a analytical data dashboard that lays everything out for our clients in a very easy to use, very easy to maneuver, very easy to share layout. So you'll notice up here that we do have a timeline filter. So any period of time that a client's looking to understand, they can totally do that. What did today look like? What did this week, this month, this past year? What did April 14th through September 19th, because that's when we put our products out, what did that look like? You're really able to drill down on this data in whatever way makes the most sense for you and your initiatives. From there, we're really able to give you, again, that same granularity of that non-sensitive, non-PII data. So everything anonymous will live here. What is my total revenue? And since last month, has it gone up or has it gone down? How many orders have we gotten? What is our average order value? So that means, what's our average basket size? Are people, for the most part, buying 1 product with us, or are they buying 6 products with us? We're then able to tell you, what is your add to cart rate? So of those people that land on your site, how many are actually adding something to cart? And then from there, where Shoppable is taking it 3 steps further than most people in the shopping space, is your conversion rate. What percentage of people put their credit card information in and hit place order and received a product? That's what we mean by full visibility of the funnel. And then a lot of other really interesting and cool graphs that your brand teams can really take advantage of to understand your e-commerce. What are your top products? What are your top retailers? At what part of the country are we performing the best? Your e-commerce team can get together with your media team and really understand, like, okay, we're running ads in this part of the country, but we're noticing that another part of the country is where all of our revenue is coming from. There's a lot of information here that you can use cross-functionally within different members of your teams to really get the most out of that data. And then, of course, everyone wants to know, what are your shopping behavior analytics? At what point in the experience does it spike? At what part in the experience does it drop off? And then your analytics around device, user demographic, everything that you're really looking to understand about who your consumer is and how they behave. And then lastly, just some additional information around the amount of time that people are spending interacting with your brand. At the beginning of the demo, I spoke to how, if you're redirecting a consumer like you have to do in most situations, they go from having a Greenies experience to a Target experience. They might buy that other dog food brand, but at that point, it's no longer time that they're interacting with your brand. They're interacting with the retailer. And then, sessions and, the information that no one wants to know, but everyone has to know. What's your abandoned cart rate? What's your average bounce rate? And then how many people are actually opting in for offers for you to retarget them and remarket them? Again, All of that information is right here within the Shopboard data dashboard. It's also important to note as well that all of the revenue information updates 2 times a day, and all non-revenue information updates every 15 minutes. So this really is real-time data for you to understand what's happening. And from there, brands can optimize on different parts of their strategies, media. Is it social? Is it paid? Is it digital? How do we want to handle it? What's driving results? What's not driving results? All of that information is at your fingertips, and I can't say it enough, all the way through to the point of transaction. Now, I know I covered a lot. So what I'd love to do at this point is kind of check and see if we have any questions. And currently we have, can you share how this works within a mobile experience? And I can. So just like Greenies, IMES is also a client of ours. They're both owned by Mars Pet Care. So what I'm going to share with you right now is it's a little bit grainy, it's a little bit raw, but I'm a typical millennial, and I spend a lot of time on Instagram. I also spend a lot of time talking about IMES and Greenies. So I always get ads served to me around those brands specifically. So forgive that it's not super polished, but it's real time, something that was served to me. So I was scrolling through my Instagram stories, and I got this IMES advertisement. IMES, being the smart brand that they are, they direct their media directly to their brand site, because it's silly not to. I know there's a lot that goes on with shopper marketing and the need to put different dollars to different retailers. But if that is not required by a relationship with your retail partners, why would you drive media dollars to a Walmart or a Target or a Petco or anywhere that the brand doesn't have full control? So IMES, they drive directly to their PDPs. So envision what you're seeing now was just like what we were seeing originally on the PDP, but it just happens to be on mobile. And apologies, I did not I must have exited out before I got to the checkout piece, but it essentially is the exact same experience because the technology is dynamic. It is able to flip from one medium or one device to another without any issues. Are there any other questions right now before we kind of get into the Q&A with Rafna? Oh, cool. So another question was, can you explain how much technical work this will take from my team? I've limited time allotted to me for technical work. I've been holding off on any e-commerce work, but want to know if Shoppable will take a lot of resources to implement. Great question. Normally, I would say that the standard implementation time with Shoppack, again, as I said earlier, Shoppack really is a group of pre-built JavaScript that allows for a quick and seamless implementation of the technology. So on average, as long as you have some resources dedicated to it, we see as little as a 3-week implementation period, average probably being 30 to 45 days. So not a super big lift technically, because a lot of that time is spent gathering your assets, connecting with our team, getting an idea of your KPIs. But for the most part, I'd say on average 30 to 40-ish days. Ooh, more questions. I love it. Another one was, what is the process for the brand to match products to the retailer? We have a couple of different ways that we can do that. Within Shoppack, we have what's called a brand feed file that the brand provides to us with the products that they're looking to map between Shoppable and then the retailer, obviously. There's a few other ways we can do it. where the client can essentially ping the API. We have a product API and a catalog API. The catalog is a little bit broader, so you could ping yellow dress, and maybe it returns a yellow dress from Lulu's, a yellow dress from Target, a yellow dress from Bloomingdale's. It's a nice broad call, and then you can query it from there. But those are really the two ways to do it. Provide us with a brand feed file, and we can do the mapping to what we have in our inventory database. Or you can ping the API that consists of all of the products within our catalog. And that's actually a really, I didn't mention this during the demo, I apologize. Along with the shoptimization or the shoptimizing that I talked about earlier, we encourage the consumer to purchase from the retailer that has the best product availability or the best shipping or the best price. But it's also really important to note that Shoppable, we are integrated with all of our retail partners. So what that means is that we are constantly taking the data that they provide to us via APIs, via product feeds, via all kind of crazy things on the back end to ensure that if we're showing that a consumer can purchase a product from Target, it is actually available at Target. So it's not I wouldn't consider this a high level technology. Our integrations with our retail partners are really deep. So if that product is out of stock, then we're not even going to display it for your consumer to attempt to purchase. And I forgot to mention that earlier, but I definitely think it's super important to note when you think about how do we make sure that we're delivering a great user experience. Great. And that's all we have right now. So what I want to do is, again, jump over to a quick Q&A session with Rafna. Rafna, as I said, is our Chief Product and Technology Officer. And when we talk about upgrades, like she was the person behind it. So getting her thoughts on, what our reasoning is and why we do it and what the results are, I think are going to be really beneficial for everyone on the call. So, Rafna, first question that I think is important is what inspired the changes to the user flow within Shoppack V4?
Yeah, definitely. So basically, when I really came in, the main focus is really instant gratification. It always remains like the holy grail for the shoppers. Every consumer is looking for a more simpler way. Like no matter how much we make it simple, they look at it for a faster user experience. So that was the main reason why our Shoppack V4 is such a 3-click experience, is because of consumers wanting to check out and purchase their products very easily on the website, and making sure that we right now, especially with COVID, everybody is shopping online, everybody's utilizing many websites, and then they shifted their focus towards e-commerce. So it's really my primary objective and focus to actually make sure that we're providing a really great user experience for the consumers, and make sure that they're happy. And when consumers are happy, we're always happy.
Yep, absolutely. And you may have answered this a little bit within that answer, but just so everyone knows, Shoppack V4 has been live for about 6 weeks now, I believe, between 6 and 8 weeks. And we are seeing such amazing results. Our conversion rate is going up. We're getting more interaction with the products. It's overall been not only an upgrade to the product itself, but an upgrade to the results that Shoppable is able to deliver. So my question for you, Rafna, is why do you think that users are responding so much better to this flow?
Right. So with this flow, the specialty of this flow is it's really a personalized experience for the consumer. Especially with our shoppable technology, a multi-retailer technology, it really shoptimizes for the consumer and gives them a better pricing, and it gives them a really good detailed version of like in stock and out of stock, and lets them choose a retailer which is of low price, and also give them a bundled kind of experience in the sidecar. So whenever they add, different products to bag, they have that bundle kind of experience, and to make sure that the user, it's a personalized experience with the user, and they are able to like quickly shop and select from multiple retailers if they choose from Petco. If they choose to definitely shop from Target, they're able to just quickly make those choices on the top navigation on the sidecar, and make sure that they're able to purchase conveniently. And which is why we have seen a really great drastic increase in sessions, which is basically the traffic which is flowing on greenies, as well as increase in conversion for both, for the business and for us as well.
Sorry, I was muted. But no, that makes total sense. I know as a very standard millennial shopper, I want everything to be easy. 2 clicks and have it delivered to my door. We're also a New York based company, so we are very much so trained for convenience. I think you can get something delivered to your apartment within 3 hours at this point. So it makes total sense. Just like a personal question, what would you say is your favorite feature about the new Shoppack upgrade?
Yeah, definitely. My favorite feature is definitely the Shoptimizing experience, and having users, select and deselect from the order fulfillment, and the Shoptimizing experience for the consumer is it's a pretty great experience for the consumer of the Shoptimizing and bundling, and especially giving them an opportunity if one product is out of stock at Walmart, one product is available at Petco, it'll definitely give us like a show, like a multiple retailer experience as well for the consumers, and they're able to check out, definitely from Walmart as well as Target at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. And I also think that's something important for me to note as well. For anyone on the call who maybe isn't in the CPG space, and their thought is, well, what if I want to build my business model on conversion? I don't want to give, or sorry, on commission. I don't want to give my consumer the opportunity to choose because retailer X might have a way higher conversion rate than retailer Y. The Shoptimization feature doesn't always have to be just that. We don't always have to implement it the way that it works best for the CPG space. If a client is looking to choose the retailer for their consumer, we work with Meredith Corp, Better Homes and Garden, and they have a really great relationship with Walmart. So all of their products are driven through Walmart, and we are totally able to do that. It's not 100% necessary to always give the consumer the choice if that doesn't fit the business model for the client. And then last question, for you, is there anything exciting in the pipeline? Maybe H2 or beginning of 2021 that you can share with us?
Yeah, definitely many things that are coming up in the pipeline. I don't want to give like, the in-depth details of it, but definitely it's going to be more of like the AI and pertaining to like machine learning, and as well as and mobile kind of different design for mobile. So I mean, more details to a different experience coming forward in our next upgrade on the website, as well as mobile. But definitely exciting things.
Yes, definitely. Great. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to go over all of that information. I think it's really great for people on the call to understand what's kind of going on behind the scenes. Now, if there are any other questions, I know we took a couple in the middle, but I'd love to end the conversation with any additional questions that anyone might have. Feel free to throw those into the chat. We'll give everyone just a second or two to gather those thoughts. Oh, Yes. One really good question is, how does Shoppable price the technology? So, um, everyone has a little bit different of a need. You know, things vary based on a few different things, but for the most part, Shoppable licenses our technology on a annual SaaS basis. So you license that you pay to license the technology, um, and then it's yours for the time of the license, of course. Oh, what retailers do you work with? So we work very heavily in the CPG space. So from a big box standpoint, um, we work with the big guys: Walmart, Target, Walgreens, Rite Aid, um, CVS, Office Depot, Office Max, Home Depot, Best Buy. Those are some of our big box retailers. But we also work with tons of retailers in other spaces, whether that's fashion, beauty. You know, we work with Ulta, we work with Sephora, Bloomingdale's, Saks Fifth Avenue. And then we also have really great technological integrations on the platform level. So we currently have integrations with Shopify and are working on our big commerce integration right now, and a few more down the pipeline. So what that means is any retailer that is built on any of those platforms, we can integrate with, kind of at the snap of a finger and make it super easy. But if you're interested in learning a little bit more about the retailer coverage, feel free to reach out to me after the call. I'm happy to set up some time and dig a little bit deeper. Great. Any other questions? I always question whether or not webinars should be 45 minutes or an hour, because sometimes we have lots of questions and sometimes we don't have as many. But it looks like we kind of have all of the questions that came through answered. And again, if there's any lingering questions after the call, if there's any that are very specific to you and you didn't want to throw them in the chat, again, my email, very simple: Holly, Holly, at Shoppable.com. Feel free to reach out to me, set up some time. And with that being said, we'll give you 15 minutes extra back in your day. We hope this was a nice high-level overview of what Shoppable is able to do for our brands. And I really look forward to talking to some people more after this. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.